Okay, and well, we have transitioned into yet another guest this morning. This is the show of guests today.
Yep.
So anyway, we have Richard Daigle. We have been talking about him coming on with the SBA, Small Business Administration. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much for having me, Sandra.
Absolutely.
And so, Small Business Administration, you're here to support hurricane relief. And that is something people are like, what?
Well, it really is.
SBA, I mean, what does SBA have to do with hurricane
disaster
relief?
assistance with Small Business Administration.
Actually, in a time of disaster, information is just huge because accurate information, when you have good information,
Absolutely.
you're going to make good decisions. And so often in a time of disaster, it's really easy for people to, especially with the federal government, they see FEMA's coming in and SBA. How does it all work? How do I get money from the federal government? How do I get help?
Exactly.
And getting that accurate information. So shows like this are really crucial, I think, for helping people to understand, I know I need help. I know the government's here, FEMA, SBA, but how does it all work? And so hopefully we can kind of, get into that today.
Well, let's lead right into that. And I'm looking at your business card, and this is the reason we brought you on.
Sure.
But this is, we were talking about this even before the show started. So you're, SBA, federal disaster loans for businesses of all sizes, private nonprofits, homeowners, and
That's right.
renters.
Unfortunately, our name can kind of work against us. We are the Small Business Administration, and the SBA is kind of divided into two parts. So one part works only with businesses to help develop business.
Right.
Not anything to do with disaster, but just to help develop businesses. But the disaster side of SBA, which is what I'm involved with, we partner with FEMA, and of course we do help businesses, but like you said, we also help homeowners and renters in addition to businesses. We certainly don't want anyone to feel that we're here only for the businesses.
Right.
So that's a crucial part of our message to people understand that don't let our name fool you.
Yeah.
And it's just that this is the agency that we're organized under, and that we are here to help. In fact, most of the great majority of the disaster dollars that we get approved for people are for homeowners.
People watching the show today may want to apply. Richard, tell us how we would go about getting started.
Sure. Well, first of all, it's like who is eligible, and what if you're in a declared county. And right now, there's 35 declared counties across the state. FEMA's, as they add counties, and that SBA assistance is available along with FEMA assistance. If they had a home, they were a homeowner or a renter or a business owner or a private nonprofit owner, and it was damaged by the hurricane, and there are uninsured losses, then basically the way it works, insurance is kind of your first line of defense. If insurance can help you, then you're good. But so often, maybe someone didn't have flood insurance, or they had limited insurance, ability to get help there. And so, when insurance isn't enough, then FEMA comes along and gives a grant, and that's money that you don't have to pay back. And obviously, we all want as much grant money as possible. But that FEMA grant money is really not designed to build you back all the way. It's designed to just help you in the immediate aftermath, to help get safe and secure immediately after an event. The SBA, our money is designed to help as best we can to get you back whole the way you were the day before the disaster. And our money is given in terms of low interest disaster loans. They're federal loans. They do have to get paid back. But there's no closing costs. There's very low interest rate. The home loans can be as low as just over 1.5%. Terms up to 30 years. Homeowners can borrow up to $240,000 to repair their home. Renters can borrow up to $40,000. Businesses can borrow up to $2 million at an interest rate, a low rate of 4%. So these are low interest loans directly through the federal government, and they're really designed for people in terms of disaster. If you've got those losses and you've got your insurance proceeds, that's not enough. FEMA grant's not enough. Those two things together, then whatever that gap is, whatever is left over, that's where we can come in and bridge the gap.
Now,
exactly.
One of the areas you're East North Carolina, which was hard hit with Matthew, and certainly in 35 counties that we're talking about, is also, there's a lot of lower income folks and people who are already economically struggling and now have taken on losses. How does that affect application?
Well, you're exactly right. Someone in that situation, so often, once they understand that SBA is here to help homeowners and renters, and they also understand that it's a disaster loan.
Right.
When that word loan comes up, it automatically.
Creditworthiness and all that kind of stuff pops in their
Exactly.
head.
They automatically say, I don't want it. And so their answer is no, And I've had this at public meetings and et cetera. That's a very natural thing for people, a natural way to feel. Really, what we're trying to say is please apply for the loan.
Right.
Because here's the way it works. They may feel that, I don't want a loan, but then they apply, and then they see that, I've got these losses, and I'm either going to walk away from my house, or I've got to find some money to build back, because I got my grant money
Right.
from FEMA, and that helped. I got insurance, maybe limited insurance proceeds, and that helped. But I've still got $80,000, $100,000, or whatever it is, to build back my home or my business. And where am I going to go to get that help? So if they apply for us, they see what we can loan them, what the interest rate is. Again, it could be as low as 1.5%. We could help them. We could help them in some cases refinance parts of an existing mortgage, help them relocate. We could even increase the value of the loan, increase over that $240,000 to help them with mitigation. Maybe they want to stay in that area and they want to raise their house.
Right.
So we want to help them.
You went right to the question I wanted to ask there, because Princeville is one of the hardest hit areas, and
Sure.
they actually sit below basically a water table line.
Right.
That's why they have the dike and everything there. The conversation that came out this week is they want to rebuild Princeville. They don't want to move or close the community. Roughly 40% of it is basically decimated from
Sure.
the flood. The conversation is in rebuilding to actually raise the houses, use risers
Right.
and go about 2 feet higher above the current foundation. Is that something the SBA would help support?
Absolutely. Yeah, we would, that $240,000 is to rebuild, but then what we say is actually they go about another $240,000 for mitigation. In other words, here's the money to build back, but you know what? I want to raise my house. I want to protect my house against a future
Right.
event, and we want to loan additional money beyond the $240,000. But getting back to that idea of people who are afraid to apply, if they apply and they're approved,
Right.
really what we want people to understand is that we're not obligating them for a loan. What we are doing is increasing their options. And they can actually have, if they get approved for a loan, and again,
Right.
there's an approval process. We're a very lenient lender, but we don't want to approve someone for a loan that's not able to pay it back.
Right.
But if they are approved, they can actually sit on the fence for 2 months and decide. Say we approve them for $100,000. They may think, I only need 50, or maybe I don't need any at all.
Right.
But let me let things settle. Let them see how things play out. And then they may say, okay, they can loan me X number of dollars at this interest rate. My monthly payment, terms up to 30 years, my monthly payment is this. I can do that. And this may be exactly what I need.
Right.
So we want them to have more options. Now here's the thing, is that if they apply and we don't approve them, because we can't approve everyone based on their financial situation.
Right.
If they're not approved by SBA, they're automatically referred back to FEMA, where the level of grant assistance that they had previously received could increase. So for some people applying for SBA, and if we turn them down and can't help them, they may get additional grant money. So either way, there's something good that
What
can
an
happen.
incentive, I hate to say it that way, but what an incentive to apply. So if you are turned down, you can get, as Richard just
Possibly.
said,
And
more
so-
money from FEMA possibly.
Exactly.
And this is kind of I want to illustrate this the best way I can, because what you just described certainly may make some people confused. And so I want to kind of say the starting process is initially, if you're impacted, contact your homeowner's insurance. That's
Yeah.
the first line of defense
Yes.
for recovery. Then you contact FEMA.
Absolutely. Register with FEMA.
Then FEMA, if you can get a loan, will put you in touch with, or need a loan, and we'll put them in touch with you. If they apply and don't get the loan from SBA, then they can go back to FEMA for additional assistance.
And we you're exactly right. What you just described is exactly how the process works. FEMA is the first step, register with FEMA. But if FEMA refers you to SBA, understand that if you decide to not, it's a choice. I mean, we can't force someone to apply for the SBA loan.
Right.
But if they choose to not do this, essentially what they're saying is that we don't need any further help from the federal
Right.
government, and I don't need any more options. I'm good. you know. And
So they could actually
Well,
get additional assistance from FEMA, but only if they go through the SBA process.
Exactly.
Well, it doesn't hurt to apply. I mean,
Exactly.
as Richard says, you're not obligated if they approve you or disapprove you or whatever. But if you're approved, it doesn't obligate you. If you're approved for $150,000, it doesn't mean you even have to take $150,000.
you have that
can take
option. You
$50,000.
get
You
to-
can
or-
take
or not.
anything up to that.
Exactly.
So, and you don't have to take anything. You're not obligated
We don't
by
want-
applying.
And we don't want people to hear that word loan and automatically, because they've already got debt, automatically be afraid, because they've got to, you know, we want to get these dollars into people's hands. You know, in Nash County, as of today, we've approved over $1 million. Statewide, we've approved over $8 million. That number's rising every day. And what we really want to do, that represents people who have applied, they've gone through the process, we've approved them, and we've told them, hey, we've approved X number of dollars for you to build back your home or your business. We want that, you know, we're happy for those people, but the concern is the people that are sitting on the sidelines and, you know, not deciding what to do with. You know, another thing is that people are waiting to settle with their insurance.
Right.
Then our encouragement to them is go ahead and get in our system immediately. Don't wait for your insurance. They may be thinking, you know, insurance is going to cover it all, and then doesn't cover it. And then our deadline, which is December 9th,
Right.
it seems like a ways off, but, you know, things happen.
Right.
So by waiting for the insurance, if they go past the deadline, then the window of opportunity is closed. So they don't have to wait for the insurance. And it's really, there's 3 different ways they can connect with us. They can go to any disaster recovery center or business recovery center. Any disaster recovery center where FEMA is, SBA is also going to be there. They could talk to someone face to face, just like we're doing. That person's going to help them through the process.
And just real quick, I want to let our viewers make sure they know where that is. For Edgecombe County, that is the Imperial Center, which is actually in Nash County, but that is where the Edgecombe County Disaster Relief is. For Nash County, it's at the Nash Community College at the Continuing Education Building.
That's
and
right.
in Wilson, it's at the DeVita, formerly the DeVita Dialysis Center.
Yep.
Those are the 3 FEMA locations in our immediate viewing area.
And if they, you know, if they go to any of those centers, they don't have to make an appointment or anything. Just show up. FEMA will be there, and SBA. Actually, they could go to www.sba.gov if they want and actually do the entire application process online.
Right.
Or they could call our 800 number, which is 1-800-659-2955, and then our customer service people can get them a hard copy application or work with them that way.
I want to read that
Right.
again. 1-800-659-2955.
That's correct.
And if people just have questions, they
Yeah.
can call that number. They don't have to apply on the
Absolutely.
phone. They just want to ask some questions and get some feedback on what they need to do.
Absolutely. You know, we both FEMA and SBA, we're here with federal dollars. They've got grant dollars. We've got low interest disaster loan dollars.
Right.
But this is the money that people are going to use to build back and to. These things are devastating, and the disaster takes only a day or so, and then the recovery goes on
That's
for
exactly
years. You know,
right.
sometimes. And we want to do our part. We want to get these dollars into people's hands, but hopefully they can understand the process, get accurate information, understand how FEMA works, and understand the importance of SBA. Follow through, you know, apply for the loan,
Right.
give yourself options, and then you just have more options to choose how you could, how your recovery process goes.
And again,
Okay.
let's remind viewers, this isn't just for businesses.
Right.
This is for homeowners and renters. And a lot of, you know, again, you hear SBA, you don't think of that.
Absolutely.
It is a loan opportunity, but it is a low fixed rate, interest rate.
Absolutely.
And if, again, if you're a homeowner, start with your home insurance and FEMA. FEMA will refer you to the SBA. And
Go
then
through the SBA
if you
process.
are, and I say this again, we have an impoverished community in our area.
Right.
So if you don't qualify for the SBA, you could get more assistance from FEMA.
That's right.
But you can only get that if you apply with the
If you
SBA.
apply.
Go through
That's right.
SBA, exactly.
So
That's
it's
right.
kind of, you just need to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly
Absolutely.
right, you know.
Okay, thank you, Richard.
Well, thanks so much for having me on.
So glad to have you. And we'll be right back after this.